What's up guys, Mike here from Swood and in today's video, I'm bringing you guys something that you've been requesting for quite some time in the comment section down below, and that is, in my opinion, the top 5 decks in the game right now that do not require Royal Ghost. Now, the number 1 deck, in my opinion, that can function correctly without Ghost is this deck that you are looking at right in front of you, and that is the Mega Knight, Skeleton Barrel, Goblin Hunt deck. Now, I think this deck is extremely effective and a simple sub out for Poison for Royal Ghost if you have the card and are lucky enough to have it, but if not, Poison works just as well in most matchups. So this is the first deck I'm going to bring to you guys, but however there are 4 others. So if you're more interested in one of those decks, I'm going to leave a link to that time frame in the video in the comment section down below, so just go check that out. Click on that and, watch the gameplay you're actually interested in, or if you love me and you want to see some entertaining commentary, then go ahead and just watch the whole thing as I do one game with each deck live. Now, let's just jump into what the other decks will be real quick before we jump into some live GC games. So, the other deck is Golem Beatdown with Goblin Hunt, Graveyard, also Goblin Hunt, there's a trend here, there's a lot of Goblin Hunts, 3 Musketeers, Classic Beatdown, and of course, double Hut, because Huts are really strong right now. So, let's just jump right into the first game. So, we're 0-1 in a grand challenge, because that's how you know I'm professional. And, wow, that is really loud, for me anyway. Alright, this is a little better. So the starting hand's pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Inferno Dragon, just to see, feel out the waters a little bit. It's gonna force him to spend any more elixir before I do. That is a card called Bandit. So I'm going to drop my Mega Knight in response, forcing his Bandit to fight mine on his side of the field, which is pretty advantageous for me. So I'm going to go ahead and play some nice Goblin Huts, just chilling in the back, just build up some Sphere Goblins, melt through those. He's going to go ahead and play Inferno Tower. I'm okay with this. I am able to splash onto the EOS, hit the tower, get 2 hits in there, and I would say that was a pretty good starting interaction for me. Going forward for the rest of this game, I feel like we're going to try to catch these with bats. Okay, so he's going to play Miner there. Now, if he's smart, he's going to Poison. Okay, he just wasted his Zap, so because his Zap is out of rotation, I'm just going to wait out the Inferno Tower just a little bit longer. And then we're going to Skeleton Barrel at 10. I'm going to go ahead and play Miner in the back. I'm going to go ahead and play Inferno Dragon to counter this Royal Ghost, so that I don't get totally screwed when this Ghost decides to go AWOL. So my Inferno Dragon doesn't completely kill it, but it gets pretty close. I get a decent amount of damage on his tower, bring it down all the way to 1425. I feel pretty good about my position right here. The Inferno Dragon is going to get melted between the EOS and the tower, but that being said, I feel pretty solid about my situation. I'm going to go ahead and Mega Knight all this because that seems like a smart play to do, and I'm going to go ahead and play Bats to bait out his Zap. Now, he's going to Guards or Inferno Tower here. I'm going to go ahead and just zap that out of existence. Now, I probably should have just zapped the Inferno Tower, so the Bats survived, but with the Bats taking out some hits for the Mega Knight, it's actually going to take out that tower. But before it does, it brings it down to 420, which is a very comical number, and I definitely will blaze it in its honor. So, in response, I'm just going to kind of see where the field is headed right now. Okay, so nothing too crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just cycle a few cards and play a Miner as soon as I have the Elixir. Disrupt the Royal Ghost, then I'm going to go play it and play Bats into a nice, clean Poison. Because, that's how we like to play the game. We like to play the game with value, which for them, because we don't want to completely crush their dreams, we just want to make it feel a little bit more realistic for them. So I'm going to go ahead and play Goblin Hut, not Mega Knight, in the bottom left corner. That could have been really bad, really fast. I'm assuming he's going to play his Zap here. I'm going to go ahead and have to basically Mega Knight whatever he plays, just so I don't lose. There's 24 seconds left, there isn't a whole lot he can do here, but he's going to have to try to cycle some Miners, try to make a few things happen. So in the meantime, I am going to try my hardest to get quite a bit of damage on his left tower, just in case, for whatever reason, he manages to take out my right. However, I have a pretty good push KO in here. He has this defensive Poison, and with only 2 seconds left in the game, there's not much he can do. I'm going to drop a Mega Knight, which doesn't even have time to play, and that is the first game. So it kind of just functions very simply by cycling out Bats, Inferno Dragon, and Skeleton Barrel. They can only zap 1 card, so generally speaking, they don't get value against everything, and you can get a lot of value out of each of those cards individually. Also, there isn't any cards that they can poison necessarily, and I'm just going to open this chest for you guys since I have the ability to right here. We got some Zappies, so that's pretty cool, and we got some decent gold out of the Epic, so I'm not going to complain. So moving into the next deck, we have this Golem Goblin Hut deck. It's a very strong deck, and it just basically defends in single elixir, and then a double elixir, it gets some really nasty pushes together. Traditionally, this deck plays Royale Ghost over Lumberjack. However, Lumberjack is a suitable replacement if you don't have Ghost. So let's hop into a deck and just show you guys some live gameplay of this beauty. So we are playing against Slender Man, the one, the only. He's from Golden Axe BR. I don't really actually know what BR stands for, so if anyone knows in the comment section down below, please let me know so I'm less ignorant in future videos. I'm going to go ahead and play Mega Minion here, just kind of chill with it. I'm going to go ahead and play Lumberjack, predict the nice clean miner, and then we're going to go play some Goblin Huts to support that Lumberjack, because you already know we want to give it some love. We want to make sure we get some raged little dudes in there. Those minions are going to get melted out by the little guys, and that Mega Minion is going to get 2 swipes on that tower because he chose to ignore it like a champion. Looking at the game where it stands right now, I feel pretty good. I'm up 500 damage. I'm probably up 1 or 2 elixir. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a Golem, same lane as he's playing Giant, because the bigger beatdown almost exclusively always wins. We'll see what he does. If he's playing Giant Prince, I'm in a little bit of trouble. He is. So what I have to do here is I have to play Night Witch, just chill it in the back. Let that Prince get a significant amount of damage on the tower. However, if I can just get a really clean counter push here, I feel pretty good about my situation. So luckily for me, the push is going to be able to go through. I believe he has Inferno Dragon, but he definitely took the tower here. So I'm going to go ahead and play a nice clean Lumberjack up top, supported by the 2 bats and the Flying Machine. I feel like this is definitely going to 3-crown him eventually. I'm definitely going to zap those bats out of existence, especially now they play the miner, just because I can get a lot of damage through there. That Ice Spirit doesn't do anything, and this Golem is very healthy. Unfortunately, my Flying Machine is going to get targeted by the tower, but I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to a 3-crown, as I'm going to play the Mega Minion into the Rage. And with both towers focused on that, and the Mega Musketeer also focused on that, Mega Minion is going to swipe, 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 and swipe away this man's soul. I'm going to go ahead and poison, because at this point the game's over. I just have to cycle a few poisons, and it's GG. If he tries to go really hard on the left side, I can probably just play Golem and tank everything out. But that tower is at 103, and to be honest, I don't think there's a lot he can do. I'm just going to go ahead and try to clinch this game really fast with the Flying Machine, see if he responds. He doesn't, and that's the game. So, unfortunately, it wasn't a very long game for you guys, but I'm sure you got the point across. Just defend, push, and you got the GG. Now, let's go into the 3 Musketeer deck. Just classic beatdown 3 Musketeers. Pretty solid deck. Overall, not too bad. So, I'm playing Iske from Extreme. Wait, is K Extreme? Is a K Extreme? I don't know how to say this dude's name, but I'm gonna just cycle Ice Golem in the back. For those of you who don't know the play 3 Musketeers, you basically just pump up as much as possible in single elixir. This is interesting. Okay, you just cycle as much as you can in single elixir, play as many pumps as you can afford to, and just capitalize off poison bait. So right here, he's gonna go ahead and play some Goblin Gang, which is gonna get shut down. I'm going to go ahead and play Minion Horde, realizing he's playing the same deck as me. So we're going to take out that, and then hopefully mitigate most of the damage. So knowing I'm playing a mirror match here is very crucial. It's either a mirror match or a bait mirror, or he's playing miner bait, one of the two. It's definitely a mirror match, so I'm definitely going to want to try to punish this if I can. He has Zap instead of a card I dislike, which is good for me. This push is probably going to break through, get some good damage in, kill that pump, and punish him pretty effectively. Those Spear Goblins are going to stay alive and get a decent amount of damage through. Probably 500 in total. Pretty close, not quite, but it's all good. We're going to go ahead and play an Ice Golem in the back, not in the back, to defend the Bandit, sorry. And then we're going to go ahead and try to pump up as soon as possible. Now, I don't have any actual defense for this pump, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this out. Okay, so I'm definitely going to play in the middle, and then I think I'm going to try to block it with Battle Ram. But we'll just have to see how much elixir we are ahead. Okay, we effectively did that. Hopefully the Minion Horde melts it, and then we're going to try to zap everything out. I missed the miner, unfortunately, but that was okay. We got the pump up, that's all we need. Now when he goes for the pump, I can go for Miner Minion Horde with his zap out of cycle and play the Goblin Gang. And I don't think he'll be able to defend everything, but just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and play okay. And we're going to go ahead and play the Minion Horde just here. Hopefully the Goblins melt out the Ice Golem before the minions get there. It does, kind of, and we don't get too much damage on there, and unfortunately that just wasn't what we needed. So he actually played a very smart play here. I thought he was going to go for the pump which had low elixir, but instead he decided to get some chip damage with the tower, so putting him quite a bit ahead in damage. So I'm going to go ahead and play 3 musketeers and start the beatdown train. I am up in elixir, fortunately for me, and once you are up in elixir with 3 musketeer mirror matches, you usually can come out ahead. So knowing that we both played 2 on the left, I'm going to go ahead and commit really hard to the right, forcing him to have to decide which side he wants to address, and then I'm going to go after the pump. And then I'm just going to go and pump myself again. I'm going to go ahead and zap this minion horde so that it's not a threat on offense, and then just kind of deal, see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to go ahead and play this. He can do all he wants on the left side, that's fine. My right side should be a-okay. I have 2 pumps up now, so I need to just make sure I don't lose a tower here, and I should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and once again play 3 musketeers. I'm up a significant amount of elixir, so I feel pretty good about my position right here. I'm going to go ahead and play Goblin Gang. Once again, it's going to counter out his Goblin Gang. That should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and zap all this so I don't lose the game. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Ice Golem up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and play, knowing his zap is out of rotation, Battle Ram Minion Horde on the left, and we should be Gucci to just take this game right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think he'll be able to defend this push. This push is absolutely unreal. I'm going to go ahead and zap all that out of existence, and that is the game. Yeah, that's how you play the 3 musketeer mirror match. You basically just pump up as much as possible, protect your pumps if you can, and you just get a really good counter push in. You try to bait out something on their side, and it's just all good. On to the next deck. So, right here we got Graveyard Hut. This deck is really effective at turning defense into offense by just using the counter push troops plus like an Ice Golem Graveyard to get some massive value. So let's just show you guys how to do that right here, right now. Goblin's really specifically good in the deck, just with the fact that it can bait out poison, so your graveyard can't get hard countered. That is really loud for me. Hold on, there we go. Much better. So, the one thing I do want to note about this is I did have some technical difficulties when filming this the first time, so I am 5-2 in the challenge, when earlier I was definitely not. So we're going to start off the game with a nice clean Ice Golem, and I think, to be honest, we are going to poison that out now. It'll hit the second Spear Goblin, and let's see what we can make happen. So I'm either playing a plethora of decks, to be honest. A lot of really strong decks play Goblin Hut right now, especially with Royal Ghost. It's a really deadly combination of cards and fits into just about everything and anything. So I'm going to move this over so you guys see it, because that's not awkward at all. Okay, so the one thing I don't like about this deck is the fact it doesn't have log as zap, so it's a little more tricky to make things happen. Those are really bad guards from me. I definitely could have played that slightly better, but it's all good. 2 guards lived, and he's definitely going to have to address that, especially with the Spear Goblin there. So I know things are looking pretty decent. No one really has like a drastic lead on the other, and so far so good. So I think I'm going to try to curb stomp that by playing a nice push right here. His bats are out of rotation, so we're going to see what we can make happen with a very aggressive cannon cart play. So he's going to go ahead and Mega Knight, which means he won't have the elixir to defend the graveyard very efficiently, and that's going to be almost tower, to be honest with you guys. If that isn't like down to 700-800, I'm going to be very surprised. Okay, so 800 damage there. I'm going to go ahead and kite the ice, the Mega Knight with the Ice Golem. Go ahead and Mega Minion it. Get ready to log here. Okay, go ahead and log. Obviously not ideal, but it's going to be fine. We're going to go ahead and play guard so we don't lose a tower, and let that tower finish off the miner, let the right side finish off the Spear Goblins, and it should all even out for a pretty neutral trade. I'm going to go ahead and play Cannon Cart as soon as I have the elixir to counter out that. Hopefully it only gets 3 swings. It probably looks like it's going to get 4. Please don't get 5. Okay, so we're a little bit more even now. Overall damage is roughly the same, but obviously I have 1 tower down, substantially lower than his. So he does have an advantage in the fact he has a Mega Knight in the deck, and I don't have the greatest counters to Mega Knight. However, I'm going to counter this pretty much every single time, just like this. Just clean that up pretty consistently, and I can just log the Skeleton Barrel every time and not have to worry about it too much. I'm going to go ahead and predict that with guards this time around, and I'm sitting pretty right here. I'm going to go ahead and play another Spear Goblin Hut, stack them up on the right side, and see what we can make happen. I'm going to go ahead and play Cannon Cart on the left, and then go ahead and play an Ice Golem to... that was not great. I was hoping to kill that in time, and I also messed up the timing on that, kind of, but not really. He has bats in rotation now, so I'm going to have to go ahead and play Poison ASAP. Poison drops. Hopefully we got enough time on there for something to connect. We just have to get a little bit of damage in there, and this game should be over. And there we go, I just have to defend for 2 more seconds with the Cannon Cart, and we got the game. So basically this deck functions by just playing a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, and just doing some back and forth trades until you finally are at the very end there and just go for 1 final push, and it's very hard for them to defend that. You just have to do about 600-800 damage left on the tower, and it's basically GG. So moving on to the final deck, because the entire cording got messed up, we're going to go on to the double hut deck. This deck functions very similarly to the last deck. You just kind of push and pull with trades, except instead of Graveyard Word Condition, you play Skeleton Barrel, and you also play significantly more defensively with Poison Bait, with Cannon Cart, Goblin Hut, Barb Hut, and Fly Machine all being your Poison Bait cards, and Ice Golem being your pseudo-like pull, so just so you don't like completely lose out on interactions against Mega Knight and stuff. So starting hand here, that's where this deck definitely shines. Has a lot of good starting plays. I'm going to go ahead and play Goblin Hut front and center because football references RP, and that Spear Goblin should clean up the bats on the right side so we don't really take too much damage. I feel pretty good about this. He has bats and skeletons, so it's a very fast cycle deck. I'm going to go ahead and play Cannon Cart here. Hopefully he doesn't have anything too scary to back this up with. I think he might have poison, but I'm not sure it's in cycle. Let's go ahead and find out. He's going to go ahead and counter with a nice clean Ice Golem Royal Ghost play. How do I want to respond to this? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place Skeleton Barrel on the right side, see what he has to defend. I need to find out early on if he has Log or if he has a different card. So he has Log, not Zap. That's really big for me. And now I can go ahead and play a Barb Hut, depending on how he responds to this. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and play Barb Hut front and center, knowing very well what he has in his rotation. So he looks like he's playing a very cheap minor cycle deck. To be honest, this might be like a 2.8 minor cycle. I don't think it has Mega Knight. I'd be very surprised if it has anything of that sort. I'm going to go ahead and zap out those bats. The Barbs is going to finish off the minor, and early on we already have a really substantial lead. I don't know what he's waiting for on poisons. He should definitely be poisoning out me. At this point, he's playing a very cheap cycle deck, so unless he has like a Balloon or something as a win condition, I'm feeling really good about the rest of this game. And even with Balloon, I have a relatively big lead at this point. I'm not sure how much it honestly matter. I'm going to go ahead and play Cannon Cart in the back here, see what we can make happen. That Royal Ghost is definitely going to die though. The 2 Spear Goblins, the 2 Barbs coming up next. All this stuff is definitely going to take him for a ride. I'm going to go ahead and force out a Log on the left side, killing off the 2 bats, and then cycle into a Barb Hut. So I must be up substantially more elixir than I thought, because he just decided to completely ignore the Cannon Cart on the right side, just letting it completely take his tower. He might have given up, to be honest. This might be the first time I've 3-crowned with this deck. That'd be kind of cool. So I guess you kind of get the gist of it. You just defend and win the game. So GG, no re. So I guess he's given up based on the fact he hasn't played cards in a few seconds. So you know what? We'll do one more for you guys just so. Okay, no, he. What the heck? Kind of baffled. He definitely leaked a ton of elixir there. So that's just one more poison away. I think I'm going to play another one for you guys, just like kind of an extra game. You guys don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but of course, you can always feel free to watch extra long videos because you love me and those watch minutes are OP. So that's the game. Finishing the King Tower off from 2 health to 0 is always the stylish way to do things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, let's jump into this last one and open this crown chest. I mean, it's just kind of meant to be. Oh, and we got a quest. Let's collect these rare cards right here. 5 Wizard, super OP. Let's unlock this crown chest. Just skim through it real fast. Nothing too crazy there, just some gold. And now we are 7-2. Let's get that nice, clean win for you guys live. All right, so let's see. We got a nice, clean starting hand. I'm liking it with the Goblin Hut, among other things. So, just going to go ahead and play that. Just chill with it. And then he's going to go ahead and play Ice Wizard back left. So I'm assuming it's a Tornado deck of some kind, which is really good for me. This deck just trashes Tornado, generally speaking. Especially if it's some kind of Expo list or anything of that sort, which it is. I'm feeling pretty good about my odds. So I'm going to go ahead and play this to tank up that. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Fly Machine. That should clean up the Ice Wizard and the Expo without too much difficulty. I need to find out what he has for that. So he has Hunter. So he's playing an Expo Hunter deck. It's not great, but I'll survive. I'm going to go ahead and play a Barb Hut to take the Hunter out. I should effectively trade with the Hunter, just being a cheap little counter, and the Expo is mostly dead. So at this point, I'm up a decent amount of elixir, 3 or 4. Nothing like too crazy. He probably has Log, and he might have Fireball, or he might not. That is unknown at this point. Let's go ahead and bait out the Log on the right side and see what we can make happen. I'm going to go ahead and also play the Goblin Hut. He's going to go ahead and play a nice clean Mega Minion. Try to clean that off. Those will still get a few hits on the tower. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and play a nice Cannon Cart. Clean that Expo up. That Expo is going to get no damage on my tower. And that Mega Minion is going to be a little sad after I Fly Machine it. We're just going to go ahead and keep on that pushing and applying pressure on the left side. So you know what we can make happen. I'd never want to Expo on front unless it's a Barb Hut, so I just have to keep that in mind for the future. I'm going to go ahead and play a nice clean Ice Golem on the left like this. just to tank out the hunter. Unfortunately, a few hits did hit my tower. That was not ideal, but I'll deal with it. I'm going to go ahead and also skeleton barrel on the right side because I have a little bit of a tank for it. See what we can make happen. And as things out of rotation, I'm also going to go ahead and play another goblin hut. Left side. So he's going to try to do some cute plays, and I got a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. But since I have a cannon cart, this deck is basically free win. TBH. Okay, we're going to go ahead and zap that out of existence. Then we're going to go ahead and play this clean ice golem. I hope that's in range. It was not, so we're going to have to go ahead and play Flying Machine against it. Of course, he has that too. This is not great, not going to lie to you guys. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle right here. I'm hoping this dies and clean that Expo up real easy. Okay, nothing too bad there. I'm going to go ahead and play a very high bar putt. And then we're going to go ahead and clean that up with the addition of a cannon cart. That should finish off that. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this to tank up that as well. I do not want to deal with any of these today. Not at all, good sir. Hopefully this can kill the hunter before it shoots. Okay. I'm definitely going to zap. Oh my gosh, I missed the hunter. That's not great. Okay. We're going to go ahead and play another card over here. He misses the fireball. JK, he hits the fireball. This is not looking great. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to defend all this. Okay, so I'm going to try to get a nice little offensive play here. I'm going to go ahead and play poison. I missed the hunter. I'm not able to hit all of it, but the hunter walks into the poison, so it's all good. It walked back out, unfortunately, but we still made stuff happen. So I'm going to go ahead and play a nice bar putt here, just make things happen. And he plays an ice wizard in the back. I'm going to get ready to flying machine that thing. We're going to go ahead and play a nice clean ice golem because I don't want to take any chip damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and play a flying machine to clean that up. Looks like his goal this game is to literally just kind of cycle me out. So we're not going to let that happen, no sir. Going to go ahead and get a nice poison in, clean up all that stuff right there. Just poison it all out. And then we're going to go ahead and play another bar putt. So slowly and surely I'm just going to chip him out for damage. There really isn't too much he can do once I build up a nice lead like this. I'm definitely going to go in here. Since he played the Expo, I feel like he's going to be low on Elixir, and I should be able to punish that pretty effectively here. Let's see what we can make happen. He definitely doesn't have the cards he wants in Cycle, and I think this might be a game, to be honest. That's a lot of damage on this tower. That tower is going all the way down to 300, no, 104, even easier. We're just going to go ahead and poison that and finish off this game. I don't know how long that was plus-sized, so sorry guys. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this sexy game right here. It was definitely a nail-biter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you, YouTube.